who are you? Tell us a little bit about yourself. So my name is Steve Timmis, and I am the CEO of Acts 29, a diverse global family of church planting churches, and an elder in the Crowded House in Sheffield. And I've been married to Janet for 39 years, and we have 4 children, all grown up, obviously, looking at me, and 10 grandchildren, so who are nearly getting grown up too. So, yeah. So that's a little bit about me. What led you to write this book? So this book being Multiplying Churches. Well, we wrote the first issue, well, the first edition really, back in 2000. Christian Focus published it. And that's when church planting was very much, it didn't have the profile and the engagement that it has now. And I described it as a primer for church planting. But it was meant to be persuasive and apologetic. This book was really updating it, recognizing the vast changes that have occurred, not only in church planting, but in the world, in culture, with assumptions and so on. So it's an attempt to keep church planting, theologically driven church planting, very much on the front foot. Why should people read it? Well, boy, there's plenty of reasons. People should read it because of its content. People should read it because Tim Keller says that they should. People should read it because of those that have written it. They're all practitioners, and that's the key thing about it, with the exception of being Henri Blocher, the French theologian, and that's an intriguing chapter. So it doesn't matter if you're a church planter or just a church member, but you're interested in seeing the gospel expand. Well, this is a book for you to prompt you to read more. How did you come to faith? Oh, I came to faith through the witness of a Christian headmaster and his wife, who was a Sunday school teacher, just faithfully teaching the Bible, exposing me to the gospel, and I became a Christian at 10 years old in a small rural school, just 20 odd pupils in the heart of Cheshire, just south of Manchester. Is there a book that has particularly influenced you? Yes. I guess the cliched one would be the Bible, but that would be wrong. So, I mean, it would be true, but it's not what you're looking for. Yes, I think there's been, it depends when, that's the thing. So books are seasonal for me. So a book will influence me profoundly at a given time. So the writings of Schaeffer, he was a big influence to me when I was in my teenage years, late teenage years. Leslie Newbigin was another one, The Gospel in a Pluralist Society. But probably the most significant book, I think, is A Martyr's Mirror by Tieleman van Bracht. And it's an alternative in terms of not mainstream, but the Anabaptists, and who were often called heretics, but were actually Bible-believing, Jesus-loving Christians who were greatly persecuted. I'd recommend that one. Is there a passage that has spoken to you most strongly in the last year? Yes, 2 Corinthians chapter 4. Therefore, having this ministry, by the grace of God, we do not lose heart. And the whole chapter just profoundly impacting me through suffering, through sorrow, but reminding me again of the gospel. Therefore, having this ministry, by the grace of God, we do not lose heart. And Paul repeats that again. And the temptation is always to lose heart, but he shows us how we're not to lose heart. 2 Corinthians 4. If we could look inside your refrigerator, what would surprise us? Wow. I don't think anything would. I think I have fairly kind of moderate taste, and I like pickled onions. They're in my refrigerator. Maybe that, I don't know. But pickled onions on cheese, pickled onions on ham butties, as we call them, sandwiches, whatever, sarnies. Yeah, pickled. That's boring, but I think it is. What would you rather fight, 1 horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? 1 horse-sized? I have no idea.
It's a crazy question.
Who thought of that question? That's absolutely quackers. Did you get that?
Yeah,
You
I
got
like
that. Yeah,
That's
okay.
absolutely quackers.
Yes, indeed. What modern habit do you wish would just die out? Supporting Manchester City.